pony torture. The question is, should we kill someone for their crimes, or should we try to help them change? If we kill them, we may feel like we did something just, but in truth we only ended a life. That doesn't undo the harm they caused. It also makes us act in the same spirit of violence as the criminal, and it removes any chance for them to change.
Justice, punishment, and the possibility of change. The question we face is whether we should kill someone for their crimes, or whether we should give them the chance to change. At first, killing may feel like justice. It may feel final, as though we have balanced the scales. But in truth, ending a life does not undo the harm caused. It removes any chance of change, forgiveness, or transformation. It also makes us, in a way, mirror the violence we claim to condemn.
Calling prisoners parasites or treating them as less than human only makes things worse. Most are troubled people, not monsters. The truth is, in the past 100 years, life sentences and the death penalty have not really been necessary. What is needed is a system that heals, changes, and helps both victims and offenders, instead of one that only destroys.
Prison, too, can fail when it is only a cage. If we lock people away simply to make them suffer, we do not achieve true justice. Miserable isolation does not heal victims or society, and it does not give the offender any path forward. The purpose of prison should not be fear or revenge, but reflection and change. Some prisoners may never safely return to society, but many can.
If we lock people away forever just to make them miserable, that is not real justice either. Prison should not be only about fear or revenge. It should be about helping people face what they did, giving them a chance to change, and, if possible, reintroducing them back into society. Some will never change, but many can. We also need to remember the families and friends of the victims. They deserve help and healing too. Justice should support them honestly, not just punish the offender.
Some people argue that harsh punishment is necessary for justice, public safety, or deterrence. Families may feel the offender must suffer to balance the crime, and society may demand closure. Others claim rehabilitation is too risky, expensive, or morally weak. These concerns are understandable, but often they are driven by emotion or fear, not careful reasoning. Anger and grief are real, but justice belongs not to raw emotion, but to the system we build together. Even though the harm caused by a criminal can never be fully undone, believing otherwise only leads to denial and despair. Victims or their families cannot be brought back, but obsessing over that fact spreads fear, not justice. Change for a criminal does not happen in a year or a decade. It takes time. Closure for society does not require removing all danger through death. It can come from demonstrating change and safety over time. When people actually change, cultural fear can make reintegration harder, so the system must be designed to gradually reintroduce them while minimizing risk.
Rehabilitation does not erase guilt or diminish responsibility. Offenders still face consequences, but they also have the opportunity to confront the harm they caused and grow beyond it. Not all prisoners can be reintroduced to society safely, but some can, and their change benefits both victims and the wider community. A system built only for punishment ignores the potential for transformation and reinforces primitive, fear-based responses.
No system will ever be perfectly fair, and rehabilitation will never reach every offender equally. Some will get opportunities that others do not, which can seem unjust.
But our current criminal system already treats people unequally in far worse ways: long sentences, harsh conditions, or lack of access to justice. To deny rehabilitation because it cannot be perfectly equal is to turn a blind eye to existing injustice, or worse, to embrace hypocrisy. What matters is not perfection, but minimizing harm and providing opportunities wherever possible.
Rehabilitation can also be implemented safely, even for those who might pose risks in prison. Punishment for harming someone in prison is necessary, but it does not mean we must abandon opportunities for change. The real obstacles are time and resources. Rehabilitation is often skipped because it requires investment. Change happens gradually, and expecting immediate transformation is unrealistic. Incremental improvements are far more effective than waiting for a miracle solution. Leaders who advocate rehabilitation may appear soft on criminals, but this label is neither inherently bad nor inherently good. It depends on how leaders act. Leaders should care about offenders in the sense of ensuring the system works, but they should not waste resources or attention on grand gestures that achieve nothing.
The criticism that reform-minded leaders are soft often comes from cultural assumptions, a resistance to change, and is not the fault of the leaders themselves. By clearly showing society what can be done, gradual, structured rehabilitation, leaders can reduce fear and misunderstanding. Doing so allows the public to see progress, minimizes false perceptions of softness, and prevents anger or calls for harsh vengeance based on cultural bias.
This approach allows victims to heal, offenders to confront and correct their actions, and society to become less fearful, more just, and more capable of sustaining meaningful change. In short, justice should rise above emotion, revenge, and primitive punishment. It should aim not only to protect and punish but also to transform, rehabilitate, and restore wherever possible. That is the truest measure of an advanced and humane society. Society's culture can evolve over years, showing that change is possible. Yes, there will always be bad eggs, but that is no reason to abandon reform. Our goal is not to eliminate all risk, which is impossible, but to minimize it and to demonstrate that justice can be both firm and humane.